Liquid, I think a lot of what you need to be looking for here is how much can Boxy get done on the Skyref. It's their only real silence against the Storm last pick. They're going to walk into them here. Reflection.
Yeah, Insania pushed back onto the high ground, wanted to get to the low ground, but will not find it. And he will die. First blood to Kiyotaka. That is not who you wanted on if you're a Liquid fan.
That is the dream start for 9 Pandas. There's no one they would rather have this on than the Storm. We already established it's a good Storm game, so if he starts popping off, could be trouble for Liquid. And there's actually a kind of niche interaction I'm curious to see if we get to see in play here. Now with the change to Fate's Edict, there could be some plays where you can Fate's Edict the Storm and then he jumps in, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can actually protect him from the Skyreth by just throwing this out prior to the jump, and Kiyotaka will have like 2 to 3 seconds of magic immunity when he's jumping in.
I mean, you remember the old Repel Storm Spirit.
Yep.
Omni Knight Storm used to be very strong when Repel was literally just a BKB, which this essentially is now for the most part. I mean, yeah, BKB only gives magic resist, now technically in debuff immunity, so.
You could argue this is almost better than BKB in certain situations, right? Because it's 100% magic damage resistance, and on level 4 Fate's Edict, that's 5-second duration. You do have a Dispel, though, on Liquid, which is an X factor in that. You have Demonic Purge, but you need to be able to get the cast animation off. You need to be in position as the Shadow Demon. And, you know, as much as we talk about it, maybe we'll not even see the Edict used in that way. I'm just curious to see if Pandas try to make use of that change in that way. Otherwise, like PPD pointed out, it's a great failsafe. If you go a bit too deep on Storm, as long as you have mana to reposition, your Oracle's going to get you home safe.
Indeed. Top lane. And I have to say, I know a lot of talk about Medusa as we're going to see the Banish come out onto Miero. I think the most underrated hero has been Bounty Hunter this entire patch.
I would agree with
has
that.
been so impactful in basically every single game. Full concoction onto Miero. He'll walk it off as a blood grenade onto both heroes from Antares. He gets the stun off thanks to the Shadow Walk as well.
Free.
And we'll see if they can clean up Insania. They will not. He finds cover of the tier 1 tower, but still heavy damage done to him.
Pretty uncharacteristic to have this level 1 flame break, right? But
yeah.
It's not the best right now. Still gets a little bit of pressure out with it. And for Liquid's side, you know, how many games have we seen them with this Mickey Alchemist just popping off? It's obviously the hero you're going to be looking at here together with the offlane Zai Medusa, which we have not really... I think this might be their first time playing this offlane on Zai, so some changes there. And also begs the question, how is Liquid's team dynamic going to be in this game? I would say the way their team strategies usually works would be with a quite different archetype of hero for this player in particular. It's not a matter of whether Zai can play this, because Zai can play literally everything, but it definitely changes the way their lineup works in essence, and a lot of what's coming out has to come from Nisha, has to come from Boxy while Alchemist is farming. And with Kiyotaka off to a head start mid, you would imagine that he's going to win this lane.
Yeah, I mean, Pango versus Storm, never that fun as the Pango player. But we'll see, as Mickey has to concoct, but it looks like he might just drop first. Gets up a lot of damage onto Antares, so it might be a trade, and it is. But still, the bigger kill going the way of 9 Pandas. And he's getting solo XP on the bat, too.
Don't try this skill build at home, guys. Nobody builds bat like this. It doesn't have sticky on level 2.
Yeah, that's very strange.
That is so bizarre to watch. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. He's gonna surely skill it now.
They're gonna try to turn this around to the Ramses. The blood grenade slowing him down as well. More arcane bolts to come, and the right click is enough. Boxy, big kill on the Ramses. So both position ones dying in the laning stage very early. And obviously meta being down is, I don't know how much duration it had left, but that's a pretty big deal as well. All right, who has a better time coming back? I feel like Terrorblaze picked literally every game. Feels like the safest carry to pick in this patch. And Alchemist, obviously, as we can see, Boxy suiciding there in the tower.
That's a good question. Who comes back easier between Terrorblade and Alchemist? I mean, I guess it depends how bad it looks, because Alch might be the faster overall just net worth acquirer, but he also needs more gold to be effective. So if he loses the lane hard and has to play catch up for 10 minutes, he might just miss his timing entirely, whereas Terrorblade's kind of uncapped as a hero, right? Eventually we'll get there. Forced to use the ones there.
Yeah, and the other thing, of course, with Alchemist is in terms of like comparing the old one, you only have level 2 Grievel's Greed. So if you get off to a worse start, in theory, you're not going to be able to catch up as much in the mid game without having those big stacks as Kiyotaka. Going to go on to Nisha potentially. Swashbuckle's there, though. See Antares just biding his time. Looks like they'll just trade the water runes.
Miro still hasn't skilled Sticky Napalm. He's 0-1-2 on bat.
Huh.
Maybe I've missed a game or two here or there that this hero has been played in the offlane this tournament, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is not common. Now he's finally going to get the Napalm stack up, and doesn't have the mana right now to really put any pressure on Mickey. If he could somehow magically get 500 mana now, Mickey would be in a lot of trouble, but he's obviously going to be stabilizing just fine for now until Miero will be getting his Arcane Boots. They could give him the Healing Lotus that Bounty is rocking right now if they want a burst of mana for a kill, but so far Antares will hold on to that one himself. Glyphing to put some pressure here. They might actually go for a dive.
There, Roger came in through the gate as well as the focus now onto Mickey. Fortune to end. Trying to set something up as the concoction will be placed onto Miero under that tier 1 tower. You see it continue to get stacks of the Shadow Poison, but they do find the kill on Mickey as Kiyotaka died in the mid lane while all this is happening. Miero drops as well as Insania looks to be the last one to fall. So lots of kills across the board, and the one that we weren't able to watch was that mid lane. As Roger continue to take pressure now. Boxy out of mana, but pops the wand. Another right-click or Arcane Bolt should do it. Can he get the vision is the question. Eats a tree, trying to deny himself to the creep, and he does. The Wild Wind Ricker comes in the clutch as Antares wanting to kill off Boxy, who's going to take a flame break from the south side as Miero had spawned after all this happens. Antares slowing down Mickey a bit, but one more right-click will do it. And finally, Mickey gets a kill to his name, and I don't even know how to break this down because we missed the big kill in the mid lane.
How did Kiyotaka die? Okay, Skywrath rotation. I was like, there's no way Nisha solo killed this.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
it all makes sense
impact
now.
from Boxy. He ganks mid and comes top after.
Concoction coming.
Got out of the acid spray. He's completely fine. So, yeah, we were talking about, okay.
Nisha early, or I guess the early Rolling Thunder before Kiyotaka hits his 6.
So much of the success from Liquid in this game has to come from the Skywrath Mage Boxy, and well, he's been delivering so far.
You have to be a bit careful. Does have Swashbuckle. Doesn't have the Arcane Rune anymore because Antares just takes it under his nose. Will get the bounty, so able to get a little bit of HP. Let's see if Antares can actually catch up right now. Has the Blood Grenade as well. The question is, does he have the damage side? Yes, indeed they do. Fortune's End from the other side. Roger came to play as well.
Ah, yes, the
Big
classic
kill.
Oracle ganking in the enemy jungle minute 6. See it all the time.
I mean, this is a high action-packed game already, Cinderin.
Roger is playing Oracle like it's Ench.
And with all this movement, yeah, Ramses is left alone, which for a Terrorblade against, especially against the Skywrath Mage, that can eat through that HP quite quickly. A bit scary, but Antares now making his way back.
Yeah, and Zai is pretty low on mana down here. He has the Lotus and 7 stick targets though.
The Wisdom Rune though. Antares will get it. And that is big. Boxy knows. Taking the Watcher as well. And the other Wisdom Rune is completely uncontested right now, which you would think 9Pandas should be able to get as well, as Boxy's going to be spotted. There's the zip in from Kiyotaka, set up by the stun from the bounty. A nice kill for 9Pandas again. They are just so active right now.
Another game where I feel like there's just so much incredible value being generated by Bounty Hunter. Like, he's giving them all of the information. They have some amazing pairings with the hero. Both Bat and Storm really thrive when they have information all the time. And for Liquid, you have to recognize that their lineup, in essence, is pretty slow. It's offlane Dusa and carry Alk. They need time.
Oh, Ancient Seal set up with the Rolling Thunder, but he puts him on the other side of the cliff. Unfortunate, the high ground advantage now for Kiyotaka, who can just zip up. Very unfortunate for Liquid, as Insania potentially getting caught at now. Purifying Flames eventually going to heal him up a bit. Blood Grenade not enough. As Nisha and Boxy trying to turn this around onto the ganking Oracle, who will drop to the deck. And we're going to see the first lasso of the game, but the concoction is coming. Mickey getting burnt, but will survive the brunt of the damage from the Bat Rider.
And Mickey going for a really greedy build-up here, right? It's Brown
Harris is
into
back
Radiance.
again. Concoction's coming, though. It's going to be a full duration one from Mickey. And Antares is going to take heavy damage and likely fall. Indeed, he does. So good kill from Boxy. As Zai's going to pop the Stone Gaze in the bot lane. Just constant action as Nisha actually TPs as well with the double damage. He's going to find Kiyotaka, gets off the shield crash. Doesn't have that much mana, though. And ult's still on cooldown for a bit more. It ends up being a wasted rotation. But
Well,
Get
the other
pursued.
way.
He doesn't have mana to even get away now. Pops that wand, swashbuckle. It's a baby one though. Onto the high ground he goes with the shield crash. Somehow lives. Kiyotaka just living on the edge. My goodness.
It's like, oh wait, I need a neutral item. Arcane Ring seems nice right now. Was running around with the token. If he had used that earlier, he would have killed the Nisha Pango, I think. But a little bit too slow to get that item. And Zai now close to the Phylactery. We've seen this played primarily by Tundra this tournament.
Yeah.
The offlane do so with Phylactery, very strong. Constant strong harassment from the Mystic Snake. You get a lot of tankiness on this hero with this item as well. It's just an all-around feels good.
Yeah, and usually we see it on Bounty Hunter as well because of the track interaction, but he is opting to go for the Solar Crest first. We'll see if he ends up changing his mind. Obviously, once you hit that level 6 and you're able to get huge influx of gold, depending on if you're able to actually get those kills, could change his mind for sure. Insania, they're going to spot the bounty. They get the disruption. Nisha with the Rolling Thunder. This looks to be an easy cleanup for Liquid, although they missed the second roll proc. But Roger actually trying to help out, so they might find 2 kills instead of 1, as Antares actually walks away, so Roger will be the one to fall instead.
Yeah, Kiyotaka not interested in getting involved there. Understandable.
Oh, another.
Drops the shield rune.
Antares just being a constant annoyance. We'll take the Ancient Seal, but obviously no Mystic Flare to kill him during the TP. Kiyotaka will get gone on a bit by Nisha. Will zip away though.
And while all this is happening, Mika is farming up a Storm here. He has 4 points in Acid Spray, just farmed a double camp combo, if you will, in the top half. The arrow can't really dive him, doesn't have enough mana right now to go for a kill. Get a Lotus Flower, that will help.
Nisha initiated on by Kiyotaka. They have the stun after the fact from Antares with the Fortune's End as well. Swashbuckle gives him a little bit of distance. Ancient Seal onto Kiyotaka, but he has enough mana for that last zip and right click. Down goes Nisha. Big kill for 9 Pandas. That was actually the stun after the fact from Antares with the Fortune's End as well. Swashbuckle gives him a little bit of distance. Ancient Seal onto Kiyotaka, but he has enough mana for that last zip and right click. Down goes Nisha. Big kill for 9 Pandas. That was actually...
By putting pressure bot, looks to be getting this tier 1 tower. The side of 9 Pandas not interested in defending this, so Zai with the Phylactery going to be approaching his seemingly nice boxy.
Just a casual
a bit of a Yapzor cosplay there.
Yeah, pretty much. Shout out to him.
Bailiff Discord on the way for Zai.
Big zipping on the Mickey, who's out of mana as well. He has the Sacred Relic. A TP is coming to try to save him, but that's going to disruption at the last moment, but you'd think he's still dead. Indeed he is, and Insania might be going down as well. This is going to be a track kill now, and this is where it starts to get a bit scary for Liquid, but they're going to rotate in. Kiyotaka going to take the brunt of the damage from Nisha. Gets off the stun with the Rolling Thunder, connecting onto 2. Another zip will avoid it, but no, gets stunned again. Do they have the damage to actually finish him off? False promise onto Kiyotaka. He will likely live as a result. Gets the stun onto Boxy. They're going to clean that one up pretty easily. Antares, they don't have the vision for him, and Miero just TP's out. Kiyotaka, though, he doesn't have that much mana. Zip away, attempting to TP out, and he will.
Really important for him that Pango still doesn't have that diffusal. Makes such a huge difference in this fight that Nisha has gone for a build that leads to a slow diffusal blade. He went Treads and Orb of Corrosion in this matchup, so still needs about 1,000 gold to get to that key item. Mid lane, he might get lasso.
They're thinking about it, but with Boxy's presence, thinking, oh, okay, Boxy just barely getting the kill on Antares there. Another Fortune's End. Okay, they're actually going to dispel the shield crash, which zip in from Kiyotaka. They still have the lasso, but there's a disruption from Insania. Lasso, let's see if they actually want to use it. Finally they do, and they have the damage. It's actually a very easy kill on Nisha, but Mystic Flare into Miero. This will be a nice kill for Liquid. They need something out of this. They will get him. Boxy falls shortly after the Roger, though. It's Kiyotaka looking to clean everything up. Zai now left in a 1v2, but it is a Medusa. So do they have the damage to go through all of this mana shield? They're right-clicking him, not doing that much. Another Mystic Snake is coming up with that Phylactery in tow, but they drain his mana pretty nicely. Stone Gaze up in 2 seconds. They won't even bother trying. Jesus. This
still has a 20.
Look at Zai's face. Like, yeah, I'm just playing Medusa.
He's still at 21s, so they weren't actually even close. Yeah. I think he got a 3-hero snake, so he got so much mana back there, and yeah. I mean, he stays alive, but Medusa's curse in a situation like this obviously doesn't really pose too much of a kill threat.
Insania gets the dust off. You can see Antares trying to get the second Wisdom Rune. Won't find it, though.
They were ready for that one.
Indeed. They come with numbers. And it's going to take them a while. Swashbuckle not really doing that much damage, and Insania nets himself the kill. But just the fact that they have to bring all these heroes for a bounty hunter, this is something that you will never hear me say ever again, because I've said the opposite all the other times, Cinderin. This hero right now is, in my opinion, so much more effective as a support. It is insane the amount of space that he creates.
Why would you never say that again?
Because I always prefer cores on every hero, if you remember.
That doesn't mean you think they're more effective, it just means you love to play core.
Just shut up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, basically an even game, though, in terms of the net worth. Slight lead for 9 Pandas. Of course, this is against an Alchemist. It's an Alchemist versus a bounty support, right?
Yep.
So you're going to see a trade-off of gold. Going to be a bit deceiving.
Yeah, overall, I would say being still in a gold lead 15 minutes in is a good look for 9 Pandas, though. And also curious to see, because our frame of reference for offlane Medusa has been Tundra pick this hero and win in 20 minutes, right?
Yes.
How does this hero work when the game is even and you get to that point and you have these matchups? I'm curious to see if Zai can find this dominant impact that we saw from Tundra, because they definitely have not been off to the kind of starts that we've seen from Tundra. And a lot of those were also Bounty Medusa, right? Bounty was with the Medusa in lane and they were just crushing.
Yeah, that is fair. And Terry's going to get caught out. Dust is upon him.
He's fine.
Not going to go any further, though. So Diffusal finally online for Nisha. And he's still tracked up. As Antares getting close to that Solar Crest. And the real question is, I was going to ask if Terrorblade was going to go for Diffusal, because we have been seeing that quite a bit.
They're going to go for it.
A big kill. Kiyotaka focusing now on Mickey with Roger's help. Mickey's going to get some TP support, healing up, and nice disruption. Looks like they won't be able to finish the job. Instead, Roger will take a tumble. And they lose the Bat Rider on the other side as well. So Liquid cleaning up in this last couple minutes.
Big TP from Insania. Very, very important for Liquid to save their Alk there. That would have been such a huge kill. I guess in the midst of all this chaos, though, we haven't really talked much about Terrorblade. There's one of those in the game, too.
Because he's in every single game.
Ramses is just farming, and I believe his Manta is now complete.
Are you surprised he did not go Diffusal? Because we've seen it even in games not against Medusa. They don't really have any other hero that can buy it. They just don't care.
I actually, this might sound weird because he's against Medusa. I like the fact that he didn't buy it, because I think the job of Terrorblade this game is to counter Alk, not to counter Medusa. I think he should just itemize to be absolutely stupidly tanky with stats and just stand his ground and deliver, rather than look to assassinate Medusa's mana shield. It's an offlane Medusa. It's unlikely that Zai will become like a carry with this build. He'll do some meaningful damage, but it's still going to be the Alk that is your primary issue.
Okay, he's going Ags after Veil now.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting build. So you're going to have, is that still the same Mystic Snake Petrifies?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Guess there's some decent synergy there with the Alk.
Yeah, well, Swashbuckle does physical damage, right? So that's the damage amp for that as well. That's pretty cool. Kiyotaka, Ancient Seal into Mystic. My goodness. Liquid find the damage easily.
Had no protection. Completely alone in the top half, gets spotted out by a ward.
Now, the question is, are you reliant on the Oracle the whole game, or do you need to, I mean, you're going to have to buy a BKB, I assume, at some point, or some sort of a Dispel, I would assume.
I feel like you might not even need the Oracle as long as you have vision from the Bounty Hunter and the Skywrath. I think it's the Skywrath silence that's the big problem right now. Eventually, you would imagine there might be a Hex coming out from Zai, but that's quite a while away.
Okay, good damage. Spotted out.
I'll purge him out here.
Dust, yeah, purged off. But Roger got the False Promise himself. This is going to buy him some time. We'll see if they want to TP in or anything like that.
I think he might live. He has 2 Lotuses.
Close. Ooh. All right. Just barely living.
Well, if you want to die, don't use a healing Lotus next time.
Zai, he gets initiated on by Kiyotaka. Still has that Stone Gaze, but can't use it because he's lassoed up at half mana. Finally, the Stone Gaze goes off, but now that he's out of mana, very little HP to work with. Disruption to keep him alive. Mystic Flare onto Ramses. This would be a huge kill for Liquid, and they find him in the trees. Another zipping from Kiyotaka, but they're going to have to back away. Ancient Seal preventing any initiation from Miero. Another beautiful swashbuckle from Nisha onto 2 as the mana drain is starting to be a problem. They're going to find the Bat Rider as well as 3 kills unanswered. Liquid potentially going for this tier 2 as well.
And a crucial mistake in that fight from 9 Pandas. They tried to kill Medusa.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They know that, like, they let it through. They know this is going to be picked. They know it could be any position. They don't really counter it with any items. And then they initiate into it. I thought they were just going to ignore it the whole game, but it was the only hero in range. So now a 5K lead for Liquid. Again, they do have an Alchemist. I don't know what that means exactly, but
it means they're getting a lot of gold.
They are.
Yeah.
And I feel like the kills have definitely slowed down a bit for 9 Pandas since the track has been online, actually. They haven't found as many as they did pre-track. I feel like he got so many kills level 4 as a bounty hunter, but Liquid have been doing a nice job of avoiding him.
It does seem to be where bounty hunter finds the most impact in the games that we've seen is those first 10 minutes. You can really feel his presence in the laning stage a lot more than you used to, but after that,
oh, the Ancient Seal and a death again for Kiyotaka. Nice setup from Liquid by the gate.
They've done a really good job with the Skywrath and Shadow Demon, both saving and setting up kills with and against the Storm. Mickey will stun himself on the Tormentor. I'm not really sure what that was all about. Track.
Tormentor #1. So
I say track, but now Shadow Walk will be available for Antares to use on allies with the Shard.
All right, you be on the lookout for that. Okay.
Yeah. As we've seen in this tournament, it's been used once.
I'm sure it's been used. We've noticed it once.
We've noticed it once. It hasn't been one of the most impactful shards for the most part.
I feel like it's good, though. There's no way.
Yeah, I would agree.
The opposite side, Liquid will take the shard here as well.
The Shadow Demon one would be really good this game against the Bat Rider and the track, and they will get it. Okay. So now Demonic Cleanse available for Insania. 150 mana cost spell, 7 seconds, constantly cleanses. So that will help them a lot against Sticky Napalm, against the Bat Rider track, and it even heals.
Yep, okay, Lasso onto Nisha. They have the lockdown, they have the damage. 9 Pandas, a good setup.
Finally, Kiyotaka has some help up here. He's been on an island for quite a while, get killed twice up here. This time they bring the numbers and they find the big pick the other way. Don't think they can really do damage to this tower. Terrorblade is still farming up. Ramses is the siege engine that they didn't bring. So they will just retreat to the jungle and farm up some more. Despite this good fight from Liquid mid, this still feels like a very even game. Alchemist was the big winner in it, of course. It's close now to AC. Be on the lookout for that.
That's a long zip. They want to kill Boxy. The Ancient Seal has been such an issue for Kiyotaka. He will get it off, but dies shortly after. Another good pickup from 9 Pandas, although they lose Miero as Insania. Getting credit for that one. Kiyotaka very low mana. Does have to be careful. The Shadow Poison not giving the vision for Insania.
I might see him now.
Yeah, they're going to walk very close. The tree is planted by Kiyotaka. Shadow Poison, did that spot him? They're pinging it out, and now they know. The attempted zip TP. Oh, the Aghanim Scepter! It stuns him! And now Kiyotaka, out of mana, gets whipped into oblivion, looking for a deny on these pathetic Mud Golems, but will not find it. Nisha, in the meantime, getting off his Rolling Thunder.
Kiyotaka definitely did not account for that.
Aghanim Scepter Medusa. Goodness gracious.
I love the tree plant too. Like, Insania finds him, he's like, uh-oh. Just puts down a tree, it just gets poisoned anyway. Good kill for Liquid. Keeping ahead.
Yeah, and with that death, basically, Nisha and Kiyotaka are essentially even on net worth, which obviously from a Storm's perspective, I feel like you need to be ahead of the Pango.
Pretty cool Zai stat there, by the way. Uh-oh.
And Terrace is dead. Nisha gets credit for that one. Onto the high ground, Mickey and Boxy go to the Radiant jungle. And Roche is available, and it's on the Radiant side. Another 2 minutes until night. Yep. Good minus armor from the Alk. Not sure if they have a Solar Crest. Oh, they do. Onto Boxy. Solar Crest, definitely an item that has been getting more and more popular as this patch progresses. So this Roche looks to be a freebie for Liquid. Do they give the Aegis to Mickey or Nisha is the question.
Or Zai.
Just kidding. Come on now.
Even in games with carry Medusa, you saw them not give the Aegis to the Medusa.
Yeah, indeed. It'll be Nisha, so
right.
Liquid maybe not resigned to go high ground at any point during this Aegis, because Pango's not exactly the hero to do that. And Mickey can still complete this eventual 6-item full slotted build.
I love the dagger that Zai's queuing up. I think it's really cool this game. He recognizes that he's mega tanky on the Dusa, so his job is going to be just flat out jumping in using Stone Gaze to force defensive cooldowns, and then his teammates can pile on them. It's like a really good idea here.
Yeah. Force them to look at you. That hideous face. Not Zai, of course. He's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
The Medusa.
It's probably the reason he has barely played this hero. It's very ironic for this guy.
Yeah, it definitely does not scream Zai when you see a Medusa. But adding more to his very large hero pool, I have to say.
Yep.
Of course, I don't think offlane Medusa will be a thing after the next patch. Just throwing it out there. Probably not what Valve intended. But teams are letting it through. Like, this could just be a ban.
I feel like they should buff it for like 1 hour just to see the community feedback.
Yeah,
like
micro patch.
Yeah, that's the only patch change. Medusa Mounted Shield blocks more damage.
Oh, more damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, just for an hour. You know, see the community outcry. What the
I mean,
hell?
if you do that, then it does force the teams to actually ban it instead of continuing to let it through.
Fair.
But of course, 9 Pandas, they are the team that has beat Medusa time and time again. I mean, they did let it through in a previous series in the playoffs, and they did lose.
Yeah, I think they're 3-1 against it right now.
Yeah, they've lost
Storm Jump.
Okay, Insania is a great target, but a Rolling Thunder comes in. Ancient Seal to follow. Concoction on top of Kiyotaka, but the False Promise keeping him alive. Ramsey's just right-clicking Mickey, and there's the lasso to contain the Alchemist. Down goes Mickey. Big kill for 9 Pandas, but they lose their Storm Spirit. Swashbuckle onto the high ground for Nisha. Another Ancient Seal, beautifully done, keeping this Bat Rider at bay. As Miero, he's going to get gone on again as Nisha actually blinks in to try to finish the job, and he'll do so successfully. Zai
is strong.
Yeah, he is untouched. This Medusa completely untouched and ignored, as the Aegis was finally consumed, and Roger will be brought down by Boxy eventually. Double kill for him. So 3 for 2, as 3 cores total die, more so on the 9 Panda side, though.
Liquid are doing a really good job at mitigating Kiyotaka's impact in this game. That's another good jump on him. And sure, he does get Oracle ultied, but Roger wasn't able to use any more defensive spells and keep him alive, so even though he Storm jumps out and TPs to base, he dies with False Promise in the fountain. He could have somehow stayed alive there after killing Shadow Demon. That would have been really good, but he didn't even kill SD. He actually had to leave him on 1% health, get out, and then SD died to other residual damage later.
But that is the hero you have to kill. I mean, from Liquid side, you have to kill the Oracle, right? So
yeah, Oracle and Storm are your #1 priority. Get rid of these heroes in the fights, and then you can stabilize after. And it's pretty straightforward for 9 Pandas as well. You can clearly tell that they're on support hunt.
All right, Blink Dagger from Boxy, not going to save him in the end.
Very dead.
Track kill the way of 9 Pandas.
Completely alone in that bottom area. Let's keep in mind that, I mean, this is a patch where kills already give a lot of gold. You're giving a level 2 track kill over to 3 heroes as well. That one might actually have been level 1. I think he just leveled up, so. But still, it is a big part of why 9 Pandas aren't further behind. And honestly, this net worth gap between Terrorblade and Alchemist, I don't think it's big enough.
That's not big at all.
This is 2.5K minute 27.
I mean, they went head-to-head in that fight. I mean, there's a little help from supports. Yeah. It's not live.
Alch is never going to win with this net worth.
Terrorblade is ripping him a new one.
Not a chance. So you're really reliant as Liquid once again on the supports. You're reliant on Pango doing a good job with disarms and handling the Storm so that your Alch can get to have some sort of a foothold in the fights. Mika will now pick up what seems to be a Basher. It is indeed. Despite, I mean, you can max out his inventory at this point, and I still think he loses to Terrorblade in a one-on-one, so Dota doesn't work like that. Mickey should itemize to kill the Terrorblade's team, and then he needs to rely on the supports, Medusa, and to some extent Pango, handling the Terrorblade later.
Well, Tormentor should spawn relatively soon, as the Daedalus looks to be next from Ramsey's side. And I believe the Aghanim Scepter, yeah, for Nisha has been completed, so Swashbuckle every time you shield crash, and he has the 15 talent, of course, to synergize. And the only thing that really counters it is Lasso, kind of, but it's kind of awkward as well to use it on a Rolling Thunder, but you might find the opportunity could be effective.
if Terrorblade gets to lay into this Pango and he doesn't have shield crash stacks, he could die very fast. And you can't disrupt him in ball. So technically there is an avenue there, but I don't think that's the approach 9 Pandas are looking to take. I still think for them, they just want to kill supports, and they probably want to do that until the game ends. Like, get the supports out of the play first. Once they're gone, Ramses will take over. And there's always the wild card of the offensive disruption as well. We haven't really seen that much because Insania has had to save people from Storm. But if you ever get ahead in the fight and you can disrupt Terrorblade, he can also kill himself.
Oh, concoction from Mickey into the bash.
You have Silence coming in.
He was disrupted and now zips away. Actually uses it to his advantage as a lasso in the mid lane. So, and the zip in from Kiyotaka to try to finish the job. Nisha in the Rolling Thunder though. Do they have the catch? Getting healed now by the Purifying Flames. Bounces the other way, wants to re-aggress potentially. They're gonna go for the Oracle and they'll get him. Nisha somehow lives.
How the hell?
And after all of that, 2 engagements on opposite sides of the map, they connect. 1 support dies.
He managed to just barely get roll-up off on 10% health and got his ult off there. That was super close. I think 9 Pandas will feel a little bit snubbed there that they even lose a hero for that engage.
Yeah.
After there was a good disengage from Kiyotaka bottom. They get absolutely nothing out of it. Ramses approaching his 400th last hit, 30 minutes in.
Not bad, not bad.
Close to Daedalus. It's really just a matter of can he stand and hit something, because he will kill anything except Medusa. Guess he doesn't really want to hit her in general. It feels like a waste of time. But I will say with the sample size we've had, I think it's very noticeable that 9 Pandas are the best team in this tournament at playing against Medusa. Like, they've just, while most other teams have been crumbling, this team has found a way to handle the hero very well. And I wonder what the secret sauce is, if it's playstyle, or if it's a particular pick or two that we just haven't really truly identified what it is they're seeing in it and solving it with. Actually, Miero going to get shadow walked here. This could be interesting.
Yeah,
finds the SD.
Spotted. Okay, the lasso. They're going for Insania first, but there's the Rolling Thunder. Mickey coming in with the concoction as well, focusing on Miero. They should be able to run, but False Promise keeping him alive for the time being. Nisha and Zai teaming up to force the rest of their members back. Miero, I think he might be dead inside this False Promise. He does blow up. There's the Ancient Seal and the Mystic Flare blowing up the Storm. Kiyotaka done for.
So clean. Liquid were just completely ready for that jump. It looked like it was promising, but...
Oh, goodness gracious. Bouncing all over the place. Basically pulling a Pango. And Antares dies on the low ground.
9 Pandas, just not enough in the tank for the jump. They get onto the Shadow Demon with the Bat Rider, but Storm can't jump in and lock him down and kill him without the BKB, without an Orchid, without a Hex. Insania just gets to protect himself, and then they just run them down after. This is big. Ramses was not a part of the play initially, and therefore they didn't have the damage. Now he has to hold more or less 1v5.
Well, he might be able to. He might be doing fine.
For now.
Zai with another Mystic Snake. There's a fortification.
Yeah,
need
they're not
20
getting
seconds.
The tower.
Storm has buyback, so even if he were to respawn and die, they would have to deal with him again.
I really wonder if you're right about this whole Storm. I don't know if you took his side about whether he should buy BKB or not, but he's not against that much cancel. They're just really reliable with it. They've been... The fact that Kiyotaka has died 6 times this game is pretty incredible to me. Liquid have just had his number all game.
The Ancient Seal has ruined him.
Yeah. And there's multiple ways of itemizing against this if you don't trust or have the reach of your Oracle with you. But I'm still not convinced that not buying BKB is a mistake. I kind of just want to give more credit to Liquid on a really well-executed mid-game here.
I mean, he has the status resist from the Saint Kaya, but obviously that's not going to completely nullify it. And we'll be going for the sheep stick, so still going for the aggressive attitude, which means a lot of pressure on Roger's Oracle to dispel that.
Yeah, usually when we see Storms have Hex, historically they have had a BKB prior to it, so they can BKB jump in, Hex the support, and just kill them safely. In this case, if Kiyotaka is jumping in and hexing the Shadow Demon to kill him, there's no guarantee that he isn't just going to get Ancient Sealed still. Yeah. So you don't, and you can't Hex the Skywrath and then go on the Shadow Demon either, because you can't solo kill him. So a little bit of a tricky situation to be in, and this is big if Liquid get this second Aegis.
Yeah, looks like they will. Nobody from 9 Pandas really remotely close. So second rush will go the way of Liquid, Aegis, and Cheese. Aegis again to Nisha. Okay, this time that's a little surprising, but...
Cheese on Insania. Yeah, don't put it on Dusa. Won't need the cheese. Put it on your 5. It's so funny to see.
I mean, cheese would be pretty valued from Medusa, but yeah, it hasn't really
it's unnecessary.
been low.
Exactly. They just need to keep their supports alive.
Oh, I hear a concoction. It
too
stuns himself, but he gets some creeps out of it, so Mickey's not going to be too sad.
Nice farming concoction there.
We'll be going for a swift blink, and then that's when he starts running a bit out of room in his inventory. The treads will probably go next. And I know it's not going to happen, but you know, speaking to an existence, Cinderin, I want to see Aghanim Scepters purchased by him at some point, but I know it's not a thing. But it would make me very happy.
Well, eventually it is.
Yeah, we'll see.
If the game goes late enough, it's the best item he can buy.
Every time I hope and dream, it comes crashing down.
Zai. Yeah. I don't know if it would have ended well if they jumped him anyway.
Yeah, Miera looking for an opening, but...
Not gonna find it. So, if Alk gets to that point with Ags, keep in mind that if you give Aghanims to a teammate that has Aghanims already, you give them 4,200 gold.
Yep.
Could be an interesting way of transitioning either the ping.
Miera runs into most of Liquid. Instant Rolling Thunder. Zai blinks in as well. Gets off the Mystic Flare. Okay, that's so much damage as Miera bursted from 100 to 0. He does have buyback, though. We'll see if Liquid try to force it now that they continue to have this Aegis. Kiyotaka trying to find a sideline kill. Looks like he might be able to do it, but he gets back! He gets destroyed! Big mistake from Kiyotaka, looking for a sideline kill on a support. He's dead without buyback.
It really feels like 9 Pandas just haven't managed to connect Storm and Terrorblade together in this game in the fights. This Ramses Terrorblade is enormous, but I wonder how much hero damage he's done. Like, a lot of these fights are pretty scrappy and it's skirmishy by nature, and this time around, I mean, this one's just... It's understandable that he wants to try and jump a support, but he has no protection once again, and this time Liquid will get a big reward. It's going to be at least one lane of barracks with no Storm buyback, and they know he doesn't have it because he bought Hex, so
yes,
they can very confidently commit to this, and in case they somehow would be wrong, they still have Aegis and Cheese. So minimum one lane. Man, has this Zai Dagger paid off, though. My goodness.
Pretty valuable. And even if you can't get, I thought it was originally for the Stone Gaze, but it's literally a Mystic Snake will just stun people, right?
Yeah.
With the Aghanim Scepter, so pretty cool. And Theres caught out, using the Ogre Seal Totem to get a little bit of distance with the Force Staff applied as well. If he can wait out the dust as, oh, Miero's getting caught out in the meantime. False Promise applied to him.
Yeah, he's dead.
They do find the bounty, and this is a dead Bat Rider as well. Both have buyback. But still, Liquid continuing to roll on now. The Satanic looks to be next for Mickey. And I actually want to see what Zai's been building. He has 5.3k.
He's getting
We're going Sheep next.
Yeah, so that's going to be another problem for Storm, and he is identifying the issue here. Kiyotaka's like, okay, screw it, then I'll buy BKB. Okay.
I would hope so. My goodness gracious.
He might not. I mean,
he might not have time.
Question is if it's too little, too late. Need 2,500 to get there. Liquid with quite a big advantage. 1.5 minutes on the Aegis. Don't know if they're going to try to get a second lane with this. Looks like they are going to be unable to. The waves are decently pushed from the side of 9 Pandas.
I mean, one aspect of getting a late BKB that is value is it obviously will be a lot longer than the other BKBs in the game that have already used their duration, but... Roger! Ogre Seal Totem saves another soul.
How does this happen every game to this team? They just did it last game too.
I don't know.
Like, it's just it's like, is this
you can't do it with 2 people.
Is this in their contract? Like every game you have to go and make things exciting at the Tormentor? You would think they would learn by now whether they can or can't do it as 2 people, but they seem to find a way of making it spicy every time.
Yeah, they need to add the Tormentor into the client so you can use it in demo mode, so you can just practice fighting this building.
The new target dummy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Why not?
Liquid gonna go for the high ground here. 30 seconds on Aegis, so Pango will be exposed for it. Okay, they're actually just gonna slow push here with Medusa illusions. They don't hit very hard.
Yeah, but they are very tanky.
That is true. Step by step.
Look at these things. Gracious.
All right, well, if they do that another 50 times, they'll get a ranged barracks. So
they have all the time in the world.
I guess so.
Obviously, the Aegis is one thing you do have to keep in mind, which is expiring, which is why The smoke is now activated on 9 Pandas.
Yeah, Terrorblade is more or less maxed out. You can still get Ags, but Ramses is enormous.
Yeah, but now we're starting to see the offensive disruption take over these TB illusions and let them work for you.
And this feels like this is going to be the name of the game for Liquid, is just kite TB. They've done such a good job at mitigating Ramses' impact relative to net worth so far, and if they can keep that up.
Zai. The initiation with Trickster's Cloak into Mystic Snake.
I mean, it's so free to play like this. It's got to be fun, right?
Yeah, and he's got the shard now as well, actually, so it will reflect a Mystic Snake.
Every time Bounty tracks, he throws a snake out. All right. 9 Pandas have done their research. They're bringing more heroes.
Good job. Roger still taking damage. Oh my God! Not again! Not again!
He gets hit by Ramses. Oh, you love to see it.
Oh!
You love to see it.
That Tormentor hates him.
Oh my God.
Who got the shard?
Bat Rider.
Okay. Oh.
So that is the sticky napalm. Flaming Lesson no longer disarms you, and every second attack applies a stack. Not particularly great with his build. We've seen some core bats go for this shard together with Witchblade in the past, and ultimately even more attack speed, but it's not really set up to utilize the shard particularly well right now with the items that he has.
Oh, Miera, blinks in, but he is spotted by Insania.
And it's time to get out.
Yeah, he's already disarmed and he's going to get stunned now. Mickey has the Abyssal Blade as well. If he wants to continue the lockdown, he will. Easy kill.
The save from Roger not there. He was in the fountain for some reason. Who knows?
The Tormentor strikes again.
There could be any reason why he wasn't there to save his bat. Zai's in. Let's go. All right.
The offlane Medusa is now hitting your tower. Not scared of anything. Let's see how much damage he's taking. Okay, they're starting to drain his mana very slightly. And the poke onto the buildings. And Terre's continuing out with the tracks.
Gonna glyph this.
Yeah. A little bit surprising considering they don't have a tower there. And this Storm Spirit dies again alone. Boxy has been destroying him all game. No buyback at all. There's the offensive disruption onto Ramses. His creations turn against him. Zai with the Stone Gaze, having a little bit of space. There's Miero getting off a nice lasso. No disruption to save him, but they have the stun lock as Ramses already at half HP. Gets a nice thunder on the Mickey. This will be a pretty nice kill for him, but he is taking so much damage. Bashed into oblivion. 3 dead for 9 Pandas. GG's. Liquid tie it up 1-1.